Adele is certainly a hoarder. She has clutter to the extent where she's unable to use her rooms for the original functions, and it causes extreme distress on her and her family.
This is the bedroom. It's piled high, and there's nothing that I can do about it. It just happened.
Right. Adele is in somewhat of a state of denial of her responsibility in her hoarding and the state of her house, as well as the fact that it is a problem in the first place.
This is the bathroom such as it is. It's non-functional right now.
Tell me, Adele, why you have the toilet in the bathtub?
There was nowhere else to put it. I haven't contacted a plumber.
Is that something that you plan to do in the near future?
I would like to have it fixed, yes.
When you have to use the restroom, where do you actually take care of those needs?
I'm close enough to facilities that I go elsewhere.
In order for her to use the toilet facility, she actually goes to a restaurant in the community. Can you tell me a little bit about your storage situation then?
This is miscellaneous catch-all for tools and whatever.
I have a question that I want to ask you
All right.
that has to do with your home that you lost.
All right.
Adele somehow feels that even though she was evicted from her last home, that this state of affairs will not occur again. The same outcome will happen again unless she makes a change in her life.
When I first moved in, it was
Hello?
a dream come true. It was huge.
Chips, and she said get some snacks. What kind of snacks you ate? Some cookies or
To
something?
go along with it. We just basically run out of space in the house.
Yeah, there's some kind of
Houses drawing
snacks,
up
some
clutter.
cookies or something.
Literally.
Y'all have to get drinks. Y'all have drinks here, huh? Yeah, you know y'all have drinks.
Dr. Zazio.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Okay.
Hi.
I'm Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Hi.
So nice to meet you.
Sitting here.
My name is Dr. Robin Zazio. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and I specialize in OCD and compulsive hoarding.
Okay. Welcome to Avalanche City.
Yeah.
I had to ask you guys how bad you think this is. 0 is there's no problem. 10 is it's extreme. What number would you give it?
12.
You give it a 12. What would you give it?
Well, our limit's 10, so it's 10.
So for you, it is a 10 though. Terry is a compulsive hoarder. She's also a compulsive shopper. I do not believe she has any concept of the crisis that we are in. Okay, and where is this? This actually looks like a storage room of some kind.
This is my son's room.
Okay. This is not a room in which anybody could reside in. It's quite frankly dangerous in here. Where is Corey sleeping?
Right now in our bedroom with Terry.
Any concerns about a 12-year-old sleeping with Mom?
Yes.
Okay, so whose room is this?
This is Jordan's room.
This is Jordan's room, right? Is this where she sleeps?
Yes. She shared the sleeping bag on the floor with me.
Okay, that's a bit of a problem with an 8-year-old sleeping with Dad, right? So these are some things that we need to fix first off.
This is our kitchen.
Oh dear. There's no counter space at all. How are you cooking in here?
We're not.
We're not.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a dilemma here. The law with CPS basically states that if there has been neglect or abuse, which you do not abuse your children, okay, or there is active neglect going on, it has to be reported. The problem is they don't have access to food, they don't have access to their bedroom, they don't have free access to their clothing, and so forth.
Right.
It's important that you know that we are here to help. The law is the law. As somebody, and you are too, Terry, as a nurse, you're a mandated reporter.
Right.
report back. Certainly, I never expected when I got here to even imagine that this was going to happen. But unfortunately, the law is the law, and we have to abide by it. Is this a surprise to you, really? I mean, yeah, it is.
Well, then I'll just say we don't need help. I'll do it on my own.
I propose that right now I make the call when you're here so you can hear exactly what I tell them.
Then I'm going to say stop everything right now. No, I'll resort to my defenses, which is to take the kids and we'll go somewhere.
Why are we on the ladder? It's pretty piled up as stuff.
When you hear the president raising the American Jobs Act, it would cut the deficit by $6 billion, but according to the CBO, and it would add jobs. So it should be a no-brainer that the Senate would pass this tomorrow.
It should look. What's happening right now is the president's job bill that he proposed a few weeks ago should be a no-brainer because it has very, very specific remedies, meaning get unemployed youth, of which 6 million teens have been trying to get work and can't, summer work, other work, get them into employment. Get teachers, of which 300,000 have lost their jobs, put them back into work. The school districts have needed to hire 48,000 on top of the 300,000, couldn't because of budget cuts. Get them back to work. Build, rebuild, shovel-ready projects, including rehabbing 35,000 schools. Put firefighters back to work. Put police officers back to work. Put construction trades folk back to work. So it takes the lessons we learned from the stimulus bill as well as good practice everywhere and says, put people back to work. Do the kind of work we need to do immediately. But what we're seeing, Reverend, is that you see, and maybe it's just because I'm an old social studies teacher, I will emphasize the old. In the Gilded Age, in the Gilded Age, we saw the same thing. The rich got richer, and everybody else didn't. And it spawned a populist movement, and that's what we're seeing in terms of Occupy Wall Street. That's what Wisconsin was about. That's what the protests all for the last 6 months have been about. It is about trying to create fairness. Nobody wants a handout. The kids want to go to work and pay their student loans. People who have homes want to keep their homes and have the wealth in their homes. There's 11 to 14 million people that are out of work. They want to be in work. So what's happening is this is a regular movement of people saying, let's create some fairness here.
And I think that's why Saturday's march is timely, because the Senate will have gone through their vote on tomorrow night. But then we've got the House, and we've got to really put pressure. This is the first time we're having an in-last move during this jobs bill fight.
Right.
So the timing of this, even though it was postponed from August, couldn't have been better.
Exactly.
Because we're right in the middle of putting the pressure on the legislature
And
in Washington.